high quality cinematic AI video, it used to hit your wallet at about, what, $1 for every 10 seconds?
Yeah, roughly. That was kind of the price for anything professional, watermark free.
Right.
But that landscape just completely fractured. We've actually found a way to get that exact same professional output.
Oh,
Well, through automation, basically. And it comes down to just 15 cents for 10 seconds.
15 cents.
Yeah. That's a six-fold cost advantage. We're not just talking iteration here. This is like, it obliterates the old price model.
Wow. Okay. Welcome to the deep dive. Our mission today is pretty straightforward, I think. We are going to tear apart the technical blueprint you need to build an automated, scalable video content machine.
Exactly. Our sources lay out the precise steps for combining Sora 2, the state-of-the-art AI video generator, with n8n, which is this really powerful no-code platform that kind of glues everything together. So if you want to build a content factory, this is pretty much your operating manual.
So we'll start by digging into the business case.
Right.
Why this six-fold cost reduction is so important.
Yep. And then we'll get into the nuts and bolts, the fundamental two-step API conversation you need for the automation side.
Okay. And finally,
we'll explore the really cool stuff, the advanced applications like creating consistent storyboards and mastering the art of the AI-optimized prompt.
when Sora 2 first came out, everyone was focused on the cool videos, the high-fidelity stuff.
Yeah, that candy.
Right. But the real breakthrough, it seems, is in its professional application. This feels like a tool built for business scale, not just, funny experiments.
Precisely. We are seeing, really for the very first time, professional-grade video production becoming automated and maybe most critically, just dirt cheap. And that absolutely disrupts the old way of doing things, the old economic model for video.
So what does that actually look like for, say, a business owner or a marketer on the ground?
Okay, think about volume, just sheer volume. You can now create endless variations of high-converting UGC, that's user-generated content-style ads, for TikTok, Instagram, wherever.
Okay.
Or you could generate hyper-realistic product demos without ever stepping into a studio. No actor, no film permit needed.
That used to be a huge hurdle, right? Especially for smaller businesses.
It really was. I mean, the cost used to involve paying crews, dealing with insurance, hoping the weather holds up.
Yeah.
Now the main cost is literally a few cents for AI processing. And it happens almost instantly from just a well-written text prompt. That kind of scale just fundamentally changes how brands can approach content.
Okay, so the economic upside is clear. If that old cost barrier is just gone, what's the single biggest area you think will see immediate, instant growth?
High-volume social media ads and endless A/B testing will explode instantly.
Okay, that covers the why. Let's talk money then. How do we actually get that 15 cents for 10 seconds price? Sounds like it comes down to the platform you use.
Exactly.
We found this 6x cost advantage comes from routing Sora 2, processing through something called Kie AI, Kie.AI.
Yeah, Kie AI. It's an AI model aggregator, and it's a total game changer because it lets you sidestep the standard OpenAI API costs.
Which are much higher.
Oh, yeah, they clock in around 10 cents per second. So the numbers really force you into a strategic choice here.
They really do.
Think about it. A standard workflow, maybe 100 videos a month, that's a decent volume for content. It used to cost you, what, $1,000? Now, that same output is $150.
Wow.
We are literally talking about saving over $10,000 a year just by choosing the right API access point.
But that kind of saving makes something like A/B testing completely different.
Totally. It moves it from this thing you wish you could do to just daily operations. I still wrestle with prompt drift myself sometimes. Yeah, like getting the AI to keep a character looking the same across different shots, it's tricky. But honestly, the sheer cost barrier used to stop me from even trying that many variations. Now there's just so much more room to experiment.
Okay, so for someone listening who wants to just jump in maybe this afternoon, what are the immediate steps, the tactical stuff?
Okay, it's a pretty clean 3-step setup. First, you got to create your Kie AI account. Add some credits, seriously, like $5 gives you a ton of runway to test things out.
Just $5, okay.
Yeah. Second, generate that API key and save it somewhere secure. That's your credential, that's your power, basically.
Right, and the third step?
Focus on the standard Sora 2 model within Kie AI. Our sources suggest that model gives you the perfect blend of quality and speed for automation, and it keeps that cost advantage.
The quality's great, but there's another reason to use an aggregator like Kie AI, isn't there? Beyond just the 6x cost saving.
If the 6x cost savings weren't enough, what does using Kie AI unlock that the standard direct model doesn't?
The superior quality and ability to remove watermarks unlock commercial use.
Okay, so moving from cost to mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
To automate any AI model reliably, you really have to understand the basic conversation your automation platform, in this case, n8n, needs to have with the API. It's never just a single command.
Right. We found you basically have to talk to the AI twice. Our sources call this the fundamental two-request pattern for Sora 2. It's kind of like a simple dance. You place the order, then you check on the delivery.
Exactly. Request one is the go command. You send your detailed text prompt, your technical parameters, all that. The API immediately fires back with a task ID.
Okay.
Think of that task ID as your digital receipt. It's proof your video is being rendered somewhere.
And request 2 is the crucial follow-up, the check-in.
That's right. You then have to periodically poll, basically, check in with the API using that task ID. You keep checking until the response state finally says success.
And then you get the video.
Then you get the crucial download link. That whole start a poll, retrieve sequence, that's the bedrock. Honestly, every advanced workflow we're going to talk about relies on getting this right.
So we build this in n8n using the HTTP request node.
Yeah.
That node is like your telephone to the outside world, to the API.
Right.
And to keep things scalable and secure, you need to handle the authentication part efficiently.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Please don't waste time manually pasting your secret key everywhere. Set up a reusable Kie AI credential in n8n.
How does that work?
You input your API key just once, making sure you include the prefix bearer bearer space before the key itself. Save it. Then that credential can be reused across, 1,000 different automation nodes if you need. Way more efficient, way more secure.
Okay, that makes sense. And the actual order form, the JSON body you send in request 1, that has to be perfect, right? What fields are absolutely essential?
Yeah, the required fields are surprisingly clean, actually. You need the main prompt, obviously, the desired aspect ratio, the n frames, which basically controls the video length, and this critical one, remove watermark.
True. Ah, there it is again.
Yep, that's the commercial power the aggregator gives you.
Okay, so if that video generation takes, let's say, 5 minutes,
Yeah.
which isn't unusual for complex stuff,
Yeah.
how do we automate that? Is it done yet?
Mm-hmm.
But without just wasting time or hammering their server.
We build a reliable polling loop that checks status repeatedly until success.
Right, because if we had to manually check, the whole factory idea would just grind to a halt. So we bypass that with this polling wait loop. This is where tools like the IF node or the switch node and n8n really shine.
Exactly. The logic is actually quite elegant.
Yeah.
When you poll and check the status, if the result comes back success, great. You continue the workflow, download the file, done.
But if it's not done,
If the state is still generating, the workflow just loops back to a wait node. You can set it for, say, 30 seconds, maybe less, and then it tries the status check again. So you get the video basically the instant it's ready, but your workflow never times out or gets stuck while it's rendering. Super efficient.
nice. Let's talk about some of the high-value features this kind of automated factory unlocks. First one that jumps out is image to video. This feels like kind of the gold standard for e-commerce and product marketing now.
It truly is. It's ideal for generating those really high-converting UGC ads where the actual product, let's say it's a bottle of Clarity Curls hair cream, stays perfectly crisp and accurate because you supplied the source image. But the scene, the actor, the lighting, all that stuff is generated authentically around your product image. It's powerful.
But there's a really important safety restriction there, though, isn't there?
Absolutely critical distinction. To prevent misuse, you cannot use a photo of a realistic person as the source image. That's a hard block.
Okay.
You must use the image of the product, and then you describe the person you want to see holding it or interacting with it in the text prompt itself.
Got it. Good to know. Another powerful feature is video cameos. You can actually include the unique public profile name of a famous person. The example given is Sam Altman's Sama, right in your prompt.
Yeah. And this flips into a huge entrepreneurial opportunity. You should set up your own Cameo profile on whatever platform supports.
Or yourself.
Yeah. So you can then generate unlimited, consistent AI videos of you, or at least your digital likeness, for automated personal branding. Suddenly, you can scale your own content presence without ever needing a camera crew again. It's kind of wild.
That is wild. Okay, maybe the ultimate scaling feature, especially for telling stories, is Storyboards. creating a single video with multiple scenes, 3 or more shots, but with a guaranteed consistent character across all of them.
Whoa, yeah. Just imagine scaling a content campaign where your main brand avatar or character is perfectly consistent across, I don't know, a billion queries a year.
A billion.
It's absolutely mind-bending to think about that level of consistency at scale. The only caveat with storyboards is just time. They take significantly longer to process. You might be looking at 8 to 12 minutes, maybe more per video.
Okay, something to factor in. So once you've got a workflow like this running smoothly, maybe churning out hundreds of videos, what's the single most common, maybe mundane, technical problem that's likely to just break the whole factory?
Simple characters like new lines or quotation marks will break the API's required JSON format.
Right, because the entire quality of what comes out depends so much on the input. It feels like the single most valuable skill in this entire stack is still prompt engineering. Your text prompt really needs to function like a super detailed shot list for a cinematographer.
Totally. It really needs to cover 4 distinct components to be truly effective. You need the main subject, right?
Yeah.
And what they're doing, their movement.
Okay.
Then the setting and environment, including details like the lighting.
Yeah.
Third, the camera style, what lens? Angle. Is it moving, like a dolly shot or a gimbal shot?
Right, the technical camera details.
Exactly. And finally, the overall technical direction, which kind of covers mood, color grading, that sort of aesthetic feel. You know, a 2-word prompt gets you a pretty static clip. A 150-word cinematic prompt, that can give you a masterpiece.
And if you're not, maybe a naturally gifted cinematic writer yourself, there's that AI inception trick you mentioned earlier, using another AI agent to write the prompt for you.
Yeah, give that other AI a really detailed system prompt about what makes a good Sora prompt. Then you give it your simple concept. Like, your raw input might just be professor at a blackboard, but the AI-optimized prompt it generates comes back with, you know, medium shot, 24-millimeter gimbal movement, smoothly dollies in towards professor, ambient classroom lighting, soft golden hour diffusion through windows, all that detail.
Wow.
The difference in the final video output between those 2 prompts is just monumental, truly.
Okay, finally, we need a quick troubleshooting checklist.
Yep.
You mentioned the #1 cause of failure in these automated workflows is often JSON errors.
It always seems to come back to the format, doesn't it? Those AI-generated prompts, even good ones, often have sneaky little characters hidden in them, like new line characters or extra double quotation marks.
And those break the API call.
Completely. They break the rigid JSON structure the API needs, so you absolutely must clean that prompt output before you send it to the Sora API via Kie AI. Use cleanup expressions right in n8n to strip those characters out. It's easy once you know to look for it.
Good tip. And what about error codes? If the workflow fails, what should people look for?
Okay, 2 common ones. If you get a 500 internal server error, that generally means their server is overloaded. Or maybe you accidentally triggered a content restriction filter.
What's the fix?
Usually simple. Just wait 5 or 10 minutes and retry the workflow. It often clears itself up.
And the other one?
If you see a 402 payment required code, well, that's even simpler.
Let me guess.
Yep. You ran out of credits in your Kie AI account. Easiest fix on the list. Just top up your account balance and hit run again. #tag conclusion and outro. So I think we've really established the blueprint here. This automated video factory, it's not some future concept. It's deployable, like today.
Yeah.
By combining Sora 2 access specifically through Kie AI with an automation tool like n8n, you get way more than just the 6x cost savings and the watermark removal. You get massive, reliable scalability.
It feels like a fundamental, probably permanent change in the economics of creating video. That barrier to entry for producing consistent, high-quality, almost cinematic content, it feels like it's been entirely destroyed.
It really has. And the opportunity right now is just wide open. For freelancers, for content creators, for businesses small and large, you can build really high-demand services around this stack. Seriously, you should prioritize trying to implement this blueprint, maybe even this week.
Don't just read about it, do it. Okay, final thought then. If consistent cinematic video content can be generated this reliably, this cheaply, like 1.5 cents per second, is it possible that human-shot, single-scene video production becomes kind of a niche luxury within, say, 5 years? Maybe similar to how film photography feels today or to music.